I asked you to stand with me. I appreciate that because God is a healer.
Yeah, he is.
Anybody know that? Anybody know him?
Amen.
If you're in pain about something, the first thing you need to do is doing what you're doing. You stand on it. And you said, as a man, I'm in pain. Because we've been taught not to share our pain.
Right, right.
We've been taught that it's you being a punk if you cry. Now, I think you're being a punk if you don't cry. Because sometimes you got to cry it out. So you stand on it by standing up. Second thing you need to do is you need to write it down. Why do you write it down? You write it down to release it.
To release it.
Because if you don't release it, you end up on 38th Street holding a 9mm in somebody's head like I was when I was 21 years old. Senior in college, star athlete in school. Third thing you need to do is you need to talk to somebody about it. Can I get your commitment that you'll do that? I mean, don't say it unless you mean it. Can I get your commitment? Grab a seat, gentlemen. Because too many of us are marinating in pain and we wonder why the statistics are where they are. Statistics are where they are because we're marinating in pain. See, the psychological, spiritual, and emotional well-being of these young people is our responsibility. Did you know that? The psychological, spiritual, and emotional well-being of all you young people in this room is our responsibility as adults. Young people 18 and under, stand up. Let me see where you at. You 18 and under, stand up. What did I just say a second ago? What did I just say? What's our responsibility is what? Anybody know? What did I just say a few minutes ago? I said the what, and what is our responsibility. Who can tell me? You gotta say it like you mean it. Who knows all three words?
The physical.
No, I ain't say nothing about it. I said what? Anybody know all three? I got a little wager.
Did you say responsibility?
No.
Physiological, the spirit, and emotion.
What I say? Say it again.
Psychological, the spirit, and the emotion.
And emotion. Give him a hand, y'all. Come here, man. I said the psychological, spiritual, and emotional well-being is our responsibility. Now, I just said that, and some of you didn't even listen. Number one thing you need to do as young people, there you go. You can say thank you. You can say thank you or something, man. Yeah, we good. He said, get him, I'm out of here. I don't blame you, man. Grab a seat, gentlemen. The number one thing you need to do as a young person is listen. Many of us fail because we don't listen to instruction. And instruction is all around this room. Now, you're looking at a man who's lived through pain. Just like Pastor just said a few minutes ago. See, when I was 6 years old, I went through sexual and physical abuse as a 6-year-old. Inappropriately touched. Popped in the face by my mom's boyfriend on a regular basis. During that same year, many other things took place. I watched my sisters go through abuse. I got 4 sisters. All of them been sexually assaulted. And twice it was by family members. There's a dysfunction that's going on in our families that we don't like to talk about. When I was 10 years old, I experienced racism and busing for the first time when they took me out of my home at 29th and LaSalle and bused us all the way to Perry Township. As an athlete, many times I was left at school. We didn't have a ride home. So we sitting out on the curb at 11 o'clock at night. But guess what? I got to be back up at 5 in the morning to get to the bus stop by 6 to go back to school. What happened at the age of 11? My mom was being choked in the kitchen. I heard her gasping for air. So what I do, I try to help my mom out. I go out there and try to pull this guy off my mom. He punched me in the face. I go to school with a swollen face the next morning. When I was 12, I was robbed on my paper route. I'm trying to make a legitimate living. Stabbed in my back on my paper route. Left for dead on the ground, 12 years old. So my anger started brewing when I was a young man. When I was 16 years old, my best friend Tony Binion was murdered. He's a star basketball player at South Fort High School. He wasn't a gangbanger. Killed, murdered right there in the streets on Roosevelt Street. When I was 16 during that same year, that's when I tried drugs for the first time because I was trying to deal with the pain. I didn't know that. The only thing I had to do was give it over to him. Never met my biological father. I seen a picture of him 15 years ago. But I use that as an excuse. See, growing up in Brightwood, anybody remember that government cheese? Oh, Harley. Boy, anybody remember the cheese?
Yes, sir.
See, you don't know nothing about no hood if you don't know nothing about no cheese, man.
Make the best grilled
Man,
cheese sandwich there was.
we had macaroni and cheese, grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Use that cheese for everything. See, whatever you want, you gotta make a decision. What you need to stop doing is talking about what Daddy didn't do. I had my mom, 4 sisters. My mom left my mom with 5 children in Brightwood. I'm in the heart of the hood. I'm trying to do right. Oh, you talking white. So I'm getting discriminated in my own neighborhood because I'm trying to do right at school. I'm getting beat up on my way to school. So my anger started building at a young age, and it overpowered me when I was 21 years old, when I'm holding a 9mm on this guy's head up on 38th and Keystone. Because I had not learned how to deal with the pain and the aggression. Because that's what they want us to do. They want us to, it started long before a few years ago. It started long before the Civil Rights Movement. We've been getting pounded in the ground since we were slaves, since we were taken from Africa. And we were chained up and brought over here, and they'd take the 2 strongest bucks and they put us against each other. This started way back. This was a psychological thing that started many years ago that some of you don't have no idea about. We just watched the movie over next door with Jesse Owens' story, and some of you weren't even moved by that. Because you can't fathom it because you're growing up in a technical society. You're watching all this ignorance on TV and the videos, and if you look at the videos, you're seeing the same stuff anyway. Same females, same old, same old. We have no healthy relationships as men. In fact, when we see another man doing well, many men get jealous. Instead of trying to pick him up and encourage him. See, we need to stop making excuses. I said I used to eat ketchup and mustard sandwiches and cheese sandwiches. I used to live in Brightwood. I live in Geist because I made a choice. I said, man, I don't like eating that stuff, man. Anybody like ketchup sandwiches? Oh, anybody? Where you at? What about my young people? You like ketchup sandwiches, man? Why not? How about mustard sandwiches? Huh? It don't sound right? What if you have nothing else to eat? What you gonna do? You just gonna fall out? You gonna eat whatever? See, that's the thing. See, you make a choice about what you want. See, your choices are being made right now. Whatever you're doing in school or not doing in school is going to affect you the rest of your life. Every choice that you make is going to affect you the rest of your life. Every choice that you make. Whatever choices you're making right now is going to affect the rest of your life. So I marinated in pain for about 20 years about my father. Here I am, educated, going into my senior year of college. I'm leading my team in every statistical category. I'm leading my team in touchdowns and yards per carry. I done broke records in kickoff returns. I'm doing all these positive things on the field. Off the field, I got 3.5 GPA. I come home to visit my family. I'm trying to sneak home, and I'm carrying a 9mm on me because I'm living in fear. First star football player that came out of my neighborhood, his name was Ronnie Westmoreland. And when Ronnie Westmoreland came home from Illinois State, he was murdered a block down the street from his house. I said, I'm not going to end up like Ronnie Westmoreland. I want this education more than I want air to breathe. My family is dependent upon me getting this education. My whole future lies within this education. All of that went out the door when I went on 38th Street to grab me something to eat. Because they don't have those kind of restaurants in the little small towns. So I wanted to get me some soul food. So I ran up 38th Street, grabbed me something to eat. I'm going to grab something on my way back to school. Car already loaded with my stuff. I had the brown Hornet, Pastor. 84 Cavalier, had a maroon door. Don't judge me by my car. It got me up and down the highway, right? Back then, you were just happy to have some wheels, right?
Yes.
Problem is, I ran into the guy that stabbed me 10 years prior to that. I was 11 years old when he stabbed me and robbed me for my shoes and robbed me on my paper route. And here I am, face to face with the guy who stabbed me. I never dealt with the pain. See, I thought I could go out here on the football field and run up and down the field and knock people out. That was my way of dealing with my pain. I'm going to get even on the field. There was no field. It was just 38th Street. Me, him, and my chrome 9mm in my pants. Don't tell me God ain't real. I pulled that gun out and put it to his head. I said, I ought to kill you right here in the streets. Because I hadn't dealt with the anger. How many got anger issues? Be honest. Okay. If you got anger issues, see, it'll lie dormant till the right thing happens. You get touched the wrong way. And then you explode. See, those are stories you don't hear about on the news.
That's right. That's right.
Only thing you hear about on the news, man murders 3 people. You never knew he was being molested when he was 6 years old. And you never knew the story behind all that stuff, and it's still no excuse. So I'm face to face with this guy, and I said, I ought to blow your brains out right here. And I remember the look on his face. Because I had that look on my face when he robbed me and stabbed me. And I saw the fear in his eyes. And one side is telling me to pull the trigger. 21 years old, full scholarship to Western Kentucky University. I'm going into my senior year. I got NFL scouts lined up in practice because they plan on drafting me in April, the following April. I'm on 38th Street with a 9mm loaded. You know why? Because I'm a man who did not understand that I was in pain. I didn't know how to release the pain and release that anger. And it almost destroyed me. I seen about 5 or 6 young people in the back room, and some of our adult men say, you living in pain. It's time for you to face that pain. See, many of us in pain about our father not being there. How many of you in pain about that? Be honest. I understand. I've been there before. He keeps saying kinda. There ain't no such thing as kinda. Either you are or you aren't. Right? This right here means you are. Right? Whatever you're in pain about, you need to deal with it. You need to put it down on paper. We need to start dealing with this pain because pain will destroy you. And I want Pastor to get up here, and I want to talk about that for a second. 5 qualities of a godly man. Number 1 is leadership. Say leadership. Leadership. No, say it like you mean it. Say leadership. Leadership. See, leading is not comfortable all the time. See, a lot of people call me and say, Mr. Jackson, I want to do what you're doing. Hey, be careful what you ask for. I told you I grew up in Brightwood, man, and how we used to handle stuff was like this. You see these scars on my fist, man? We used to knuckle up, man. We ain't pull out no guns. Right. Man, we on the basketball court. Man, you elbowed me a little bit too hard, man. Man, put the balls down, man. Let's go at it for 5 minutes and get it off our chest, and then mouth blood and everything else, and we go back to playing basketball. One of my best friends, his name is Carlos Jefferson, and unfortunately he was murdered a couple of years ago. But he's one of my best friends. We fought at least 10 to 12 times. See, young people don't fight these days. They pull out knives and guns, and then they want to wonder, well, they sitting in prison like, what happened? See, leadership means that you're going to do the right thing even when nobody else is looking.